don't want to come in and do 4 hours on this guy.
No doubt, man.
I don't want people to be like, I can't believe this. This is unbelievable. I can't believe it. And me saying, well, what do you want? What do you think? Yeah.
Like, it's not fun.
Let's do, here's what I like to do sometimes on a day like today. Let's let some callers kind of dictate the tempo.
All right.
I need the callers to be the point guards. What kind of day are we going to have today? We going to run up and down the court?
If it's anything
play a
like
fast
the roast,
style?
I'm going to tell you what kind of day we're going to have.
What happened with them?
No, callers, anger, frustration.
All right. Well, let's see. Let's go to Gil in Livermore. He's going to start us out.
All right,
Hey, Gil. How are you, buddy? What's up, man?
Hey, good. How you guys doing?
Hey.
Do well.
First-time caller, long-time listener. I just thought it was time to give a call. I mean, the team as currently constructed is done. You know, I've seen, a lot of scenarios, trade scenarios, where they're talking about trading the young players. I think we should be trading the old players. Wouldn't getting rid of Klay, give another team some cap relief because it's an expiring contract. Same with Chris Paul. It's time to move on. Draymond's untradeable, but I mean the other guys, we gotta move on. Even Wiggins, Klay, Chris Paul, those guys got to go at this point. We've got to move on.
Appreciate the call, Gil.
What are your thoughts?
Thank you, Gil, and thanks for listening. Really appreciate it. My question is, I'll say it.
Yeah.
The Warriors will be a boneyard.
Oh, Priest, where are you
That
at?
is an unbelievable soundbite.
I
One of the
don't like
best
it.
in 2023. It's not because it's Priest has a cadence that I like.
There's no doubt. He's Luka.
Who's with me? And we kind of knew it. There are two bad choices. Let Draymond go or re-sign Draymond. Two bad ones, but they made the wrong decision.
Wow.
The idea, see, there's two things with Draymond. There's, this year, we're now 10-13. What are we going to do? Can we get it back together? Can we turn it around? But then there's as of right now, Draymond will be back next year. And then he'll be back the year after next year. And then he'll be back the year after next year, the year after next year.
That's 4 more. That's down.
I mean,
what's he going to look like physically?
He's just let's just say he just signed a 4-year contract, and 30 games into his new contract, he will have been ejected 3 times and been suspended twice. I mean, who in their right mind is out there as a Warrior fan saying, you know what, I think this one he's going to get. I think he's going to get it after this one. I think he understands what's going on.
And my question to you is, and the listeners, if I kept getting suspended and leaving you guys to do a job without my services, at what point do you, Evan and Spadoni and John, say, you know what, I just got to side-eye you, Goo. We are sick and tired of you apologizing. We're losing the games that you leave us hanging in. At what point does that happen once that buzzer went off last night in Phoenix? Does he get that? Or is he getting a pass? And my boy Gerard just texted me, Santa Barbara. Mm-hmm. He said Steph quietly could get Draymond traded if he wanted to.
Draymond could have gotten him. I mean, Steph. Okay.
See, but that's my point. Right, I had your back, but you keep doing it. So eventually, Guru, I'm not going to do it out loud. I'm going to do it behind closed doors, and I believe Drake could get you something.
What? From whom?
Milwaukee, Boston.
Why? Milwaukee and Boston are 1 and 2 in the East. But why would they? Who are they give? Why would you have the best team in the East?
He's a dog. And I'm wondering if he would be shook the fact that, you know what, I got to be on my best behavior.
You're out of your gourd.
Yeah. And I'm out of my gourd when I said Kuminga.
The Celtics are the best team in the East. The Milwaukee Bucks are the second best team in the East, but they're going to give up something that's working for them for the wild card of Draymond Green.
But I got to say,
no,
let me preface
they will not do that.
I'm talking about playoff basketball is where they would really benefit from Draymond Green.
Well, guess what? You give up a player to get Draymond Green for the playoffs, you probably get worse in the regular season. Why would you call out your teammate, Draymond, in front of the media? That's like Steiny calling you out on air, or Guru calling Steiny
because
out on air.
He's never going to change. That's why you do something different. My parents used to give me a pass. I do it again. It's hell to pay. This has gone on since 2016.
Well, it's going on
and now,
longer than that.
I'm being real with you and Evan. And the listeners, I wonder if this is Jordan Poole-esque part 2 in regard to him not being available. Like now we're just talking about Draymond and his possible suspension. It's everywhere. It's got to be Tyron for Kerr. He looked zapped. He had no zest at that podium last night.
Too bad.
Clay's throwing hissy fits that he's not in the game. I didn't see that on the TV, but Slater told Montez Badoni that. There's a litany of issues with this team, our team, man, and I don't know if they got the antidote to fix it. That's why I'm in a church. I'm in a basketball church, rubbing my cross and my beads, hoping that there's a major move to Joe Lacob. Like, what is Joe Lacob's breakfast tasting like this morning? Or is his not pina colada? What's the thing you have in the morning? The Bloody Mary. It's got to be bitter because he's got to be upset.
Joe Lacob doesn't drink.
Change gonna come.
Joe Lacob doesn't
What's
drink.
my guy's name? Change.
Don't tell me.
Not Marvin Gaye. Sam Cooke. It is. Change gonna come.
Right.
And that's where I'm at with this Warrior team. And as long as it ain't Steph, sign me up.
Yeah. Well, you ain't getting much better if you're trading. Like,
throw me a bone.
No, I'm not going to do that. So you're another team out there. You're looking at the Warriors and you say, well, Wiggins stinks. Klay stinks. Draymond is the biggest head case he's ever been of his career. Let's trade them some of our good players for some of their players who seem to be mailing it in. It doesn't work
Before
like
you get
that.
to the phones, and I'm using your word. You know it's more nuanced than Wiggins stinks. Maybe it's a change of scenery. So some
he
teams
just got here. And
no, but you know what I mean? I really believe Wiggins, whatever went on last year is affecting him, and the Jordan Poole departure, as Evan brought up.
That's not what you thought at the beginning of the year.
No, I didn't. I never thought it would get this low, but I'm there now.
Say Steiny.
Oh, hell no.
Steiny. It's real.
Nah.
Just say Steiny.
Nah. I still got
Draymond schnookered us.
I got street cred. I can't lose it.
Hey,
well, Dre did.
Can we play the Slater? My board, I'm having a little trouble reading the board. Can we play the Slater cut where if you know offhand, where he talks about Klay's actions off the camera that nobody saw? But can you try? I'm sorry. My bad. We'll go to a call in the meantime. Let's go to, let's see, Draymond situation, Draymond and Klay, Draymond antics. Jimmy in Dublin. Let's go to Jimmy in Dublin. How you doing?
Hey, I'm good. How you guys doing?
Need answers, Jimmy.
Hey, first, I want to start off by saying this, though. Hey, this is my 100th time calling in, bro. I literally keep a tab every time I call. Put it in my notes. This is my 100th time calling in.
There you
Welcome
go.
But
back.
Anyway, hey, moving right along, man. I don't understand why everybody is sitting here with their mouth wide open in surprise. Like we know this guy. Like we know this guy. So all these callers is calling in and saying this and that. Like we've heard this 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years ago. I mean, the guy threatened his coach. He threatened Kerr at halftime a couple years ago. I mean, he cold-cocked Jordan Poole. I mean, the guy ran one of the top 10, arguably one of the best NBA players ever out of Oakland. Like what else does he have to do for people to wake up and get it? Get rid of the dude, man. The dude is a cancer. And then as far as the trade, who's going to bring in a good team guy, a good locker room guy, or a nutcase? Like, who's going to do that? Like, he's throwing off the whole chemistry. Andrew Wiggins, he doesn't want to even be there. Kevon Looney is fed up. But why can't anybody man up and say something to the dude? Like, what is he going to do to you? You guys have a good day, man. Have a great day.
Man.
Thanks.
That's what I'm lobbying for, Steiny, not physicality. So, like, the least somebody can do is call his ass out publicly.
Who? And
Looney, anybody at this point. How about the owner of the coach? But Bob Myers had to babysit. We did the executive show throwing him bones for, you know how to calm down Frankenstein. Like, no, let's do tough love now. It doesn't play well when you cold cock your teammate and don't get suspended. Jordan didn't have, he hit Kerr. Who has that power? And Dips put out a tweet last night. I was about to go to bed, him and the boss, saying, you guys can laugh. I ranked this up there with the punch. This was not, like Evan, not by himself, he thought the Gobert chokehold was more sinister. I thought this was worse. Dude, Steiny, and then bam.
Here's the other thing I was thinking, and you're going to take it as a shot at Steph, and that's fine, but I don't necessarily mean it that way. I just mean it in a general way. This is what happens when you give players too much power. This is what gets you into trouble when you start saying, well, what does Steph want? Well, if Steph wants Draymond, then Draymond must be here at all.
Well, that's
all right.
It is.
Yeah. Well, then Steph bears some responsibility in this also. So if you look at it from a practical level, if you guys are right about Steph, I need Draymond, I want Draymond. Now you can't say all of a sudden, Steph, to get Draymond under control. You can't. That's not how it works.
Well, you're 3 games under. Your season is just this is not acceptable. Well, and now you're about to have a practice today, waiting on another jury decision on how many more games you're going to play without number 23. Yeah. Like, what are we doing?
Well, we know how to deal with this. We've done it 19 times before.
But you lose most of the time without them.
Yeah. Let's go to, I'll tell you what. Not yet, City Boy. He wants to talk positives.
Is there a positive? Oh, he's going to say Kuminga or Moody taking it.
Okay, let's play the Klay sound. Go ahead. You want to do it, Ever? This is Anthony Slater of The Athletic, covers the Golden State Warriors. Apparently the cameras didn't catch this, but here's what he had to say about Klay Thompson last night.
The seal has been broken, right? Like, I think Steve Kerr has now made it possible that, I can bench Klay Thompson in crunch time, which you didn't know how he was going to handle it. He was not pleased last night. It sounded like the broadcast wasn't looking at him at all on the bench. He was kind of stammering around the bench. Steph at one point kind of had to pull him away. He was yelling towards the bench. It didn't seem like it was anybody in particular he was yelling at. I'm sure the coaching staff are making the decision, but he was making his opinions felt. Then he walked over and he hit something on the bench and kind of like it looked like a cup rack or something went flying behind the bench.
Oh boy.
Not old baby. Boy. Like, we didn't see that. I'm thinking Klay is taking, wow, Steiny.
Yeah, I don't think it's a wow.
There's cracks in the vase.
There have been cracks in the vase. There have been. They were there all last year. They're in the exact, you know what? They're in the exact same place as last year, only worse.